Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. Today we will make this one. I had a lot of questions how I made these tubes coming out here from the base hydrant. And so I will show you how I did this whole guy. This will be a tutorial I think with 2 parts, maximum 3 parts. It depends how much time I find, but I think 2 parts will be enough. Today we will make our base hydrant with these tubes coming out. I think this is the most interesting part of this whole thing. Good, let's start. We start with a cylinder. What a surprise. And I want to model just a quarter of this hydrant because I can then clone it so I don't have so much work. So for this quarter I need a cylinder with 16 segments for each, here 16 segments. And for each tube with what is coming out I need 4 segments. Then the height of 150 would be enough, and we don't need caps. So, and now I make a spline. It's just a reference spline, so I see where will be my hole. So this is about 30, and I need 8 sides. So, okay, and I think I will be in this height, like this. Okay. Now I need, on my cylinder, I need 3 cuts. So we go to the cylinder and make 4 segments, then 1, 2, and 3 cuts here. Okay, and now we can convert our cylinder to a polygon object. So just press C on your keyboard or this symbol here, and we have it. And as I said, I just want to model a quarter of this, so I just want to use this part, and then I clone this part, and we have everything we need. So then let's select these points we don't need with a rectangle selection. Here only select visible elements unchecked, and we select our points we don't need and just delete it. Hit delete on your keyboard. So this spline we will put here. Okay, this is what we have left. So let's start to create our hole. For this we need to align these lines here with our reference spline. So we take this guy and we will make it with snapping, so we have it easier. Snapping and vertex snapping and axis snapping. So you see vertex snap, axis snap. Now we move them here. You see, puck, it snaps nice. And the axis snap I did for this one, for the middle one. So we snap to the axis, because we have no points here where they can snap on, so we snap on the axis. And the last one here. So now axis snap we don't need anymore. Then we have to align some points. This one to here, this one to here, this one here, this one here, and these 2 in the middle, this one here, and this one here. Okay, now we can uncheck snapping, and we get this one here. So let's hide our spline. But now we see we have a problem. When we look like this, some points are too high and we have to align them. So take this and this point, and then go in the top view, and just move them to the first edge here. So like this, it don't have to be so exact. Okay. And the same we do with these 4 points here. We go here and line it to here. So it should be better here. Okay, that's it. Next thing we do is yes, we go to point selection and delete our point here. So we have a nice hole. Okay, now we need a loop selection with edges here. So press UL on your keyboard and you see, we know this problem if you have seen my aquarium tutorial. So just check here, and now we can select it. Then we extrude this edge, so just press D on your keyboard and extrude it a little bit like this. That's just that we have then sharper edges, not too soft edges. Then hold your command key and no, control key, not command key, control key, and move it a little out. Okay, and again, so like this. But now we see we have problem here. We are not flat, so just go in the side view. You can do it in every view, but side view you see it the best. Go to your scale tool, then go to your Z axis here, and just hold your shift key on your keyboard and drag it to 0. Now we have a wonderful flat thing here, what we need. Okay, now hold your control key again and move somewhere in the viewport and move it with the mouse, left mouse button, and move it in so. And then we go in our move tool, E on the keyboard or here. Hold your control key again and just drag it in so. What we have now looks quite nice. Then we take this whole thing in a hyperlapse, or not hyperlapse, with subdivision surface. And if you hold your Alt key on your keyboard and press on your hyperlapse, it will be automatically a parent of the cylinder here. And you see, yeah, looks nice, but here we need some cuts. It's too sharp here. So here. Now we need our knife tool, K on your keyboard. Then restrict to the selection we don't need, and we need a loop selection. And with the loop selection we make a loop cut here, and inner we make another loop cut here. Let's see what we get. Looks better, huh? Yeah, that looks better. If you want a hard cut here, a hard edge, so just make 2 loop cuts more. So go in, you can make a loop cut here and here. And now when you make it, you have a sharp edge here. Good so far. But now, as I said, we need a cloner. So let's take our cylinder and let's clone it. So we go to MoGraph, cloner, hold your Alt key on your keyboard so it gets parent of the cylinder. And now we need a radial clone. Within radius, first we need XZ, radius 0, and 4 clones. and we get this one. Now if we activate our subdivision surface, we get this. Looks a little weird. But here with the cloner selected, take a connect object, hold your Alt key and connect, and magic happens. Now we have the connect, then the cloner and the cylinder. Okay, this is the trickiest part of this whole thing. So now that we can continue work, I do a Alt G, a null object. Where isn't this null object in this layout? Create null. Okay. Name it backup. And I put this connect object in my backup. So just hold your control key on your keyboard and drag so you see this plus sign. So you copy this thing, this whole thing, and drag it into backup. Then we make this backup invisible. Oh, don't need so. And now we can this connect object, we can convert it with C on our keyboard or this symbol. Convert it, and we have just one object here. This is now one object. That's exactly what we need. So, and now it looks like this. Okay. So let's see how we continue. Yeah. Now let's make this base here. It's a very simple thing. Go in, oops. We need a loop selection here. UL on the keyboard for loop selection. And let's go in the side view. Then move tool. Hold your control key and move it down a little bit. Like this. Then go in your scale tool with T on your keyboard and scale it up like this. Again, move tool with E on your keyboard, hold your control key and move it down. T on your keyboard for scale and scale it back like this. Then E on your keyboard, move down with the control key, hold it like this. T on your keyboard, scale it like this. Again E on your keyboard, control key, move down, and that should it be. Okay. So then we close our polygon hole here. That doesn't look so pretty, but we don't see it later. It's just so that we can bevel this edge. We could do it like this again. We can do our scale tool. Take our scale tool, hold your control key, and go in here. Would be the same, so we can bevel here on these edges. Good. Then we need some loop selections. UL on your keyboard in edge mode. So, yeah, we are here checked. Now we need uncheck. So here, and here we make a bevel. So MS on your keyboard, or right click and go to bevel somewhere here. MS on the keyboard. Bevel it a little bit. Yeah, with, let's say, 3 segments here, 2. Okay, then UL on the keyboard, loop selection here. MS for beveling. Take the same, so just click here in and hit enter. And now we need another bevel, UL on the keyboard for loop selection, MS for bevel, and now we need here the limit. And now we can go further, you see. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. And in the original picture I made, I have these edges here dragged down a little bit. So I did it like this, go to side view, point mode and rectangle selection. Be sure here is unchecked, the visible elements. So take all and just drag them down like this. Yeah. Yes. Now we could do here a loop selection and bevel this again. Let's see how it looks. UL for loop selection. MS and make a small. Oh. Okay, something like this. Oh, and now when we go here, activate our and let's render this guy. It looks like this. Think it is a nice start for a hydrant. So okay, let's see what we can do now with this what we continue. I would say we continue now with this thing here with the nuts. Yep. So for this nut part here we take a tube. In the tube we make 45 to 60 and 50 and the height from about 3, I think. Let's see it. Yeah, I think it's okay. Huh. Height 4. Good. Then we need nuts. Nuts. Is it really nuts? Yeah, I think. Makes me nuts. So now we hide our hydrant for a moment. Then let's go in the top view and we make inside. Scale it down, of course. About here. Oh, let's say 5 centimeter. Okay. Then we need a circle. Scale it down too. About here. Sorry. Good. Now we have to combine these two splines. In the R17 you can do it quite easy. You go here, you take both the R17 and then down you can spline subtract and you have just one spline here. See. But if you don't have R17, we can do it, of course, the other way. Go to Create, Modeling Spline Mask. Put these two in the Spline Mask and just hit C on your keyboard or convert it here and you have one spline here. Okay, this spline we extrude. Let's say 5, okay, 4, 3, yeah, 3 is okay. And let's make some fillet cap So 3.3, here the same, 3.3. Okay, we have our, let's say, nut. Good. Then we will clone it so it fits to the ring here. So let's go to our extrude and to our cloner. Hold your Alt key and the cloner is parent here. Then we need a radial clone, plane exit. Yep. The radius about here. Okay. And let's make 8 of them. Okay, and now that it don't look so the same, everything the same, we take a random effector. So, in the effector we don't need position, we just need rotation, and here in the H rotation we go somewhere. Yeah. So we have some different rotations here. Good. Then we need this. Oops, that's this one. The cloner. Yep. Okay. But now I want to bevel the ring too here. So go to the tube. Convert it with C, so, and then make a loop selection, UL, and I show you what's now. When I bevel this, when I want to bevel this, hit MS. If we don't optimize, we get this. So, of course, we have to optimize first. Optimize and then UL. Now we can add selections. Inner we don't need because we don't see it. So MS. Okay. And that's it here. So. Okay, so far so good, I would say. Okay, let's continue with the upper things, I think, here. So okay, let's continue with the cap here, I think. Good. Nope, not the cap. At first we take this part between the cap and the ring here. Okay, so we take a cylinder and make it, of course not so high, make it here, height doesn't matter, 10 for the while, 50 here. Okay, then we need it a little bigger, yes. Okay, and we need some segments here. Let's say 5 for the moment. No, not here. We need the segments here. 5. 4 should be enough. Good. So we need to convert this to a polygon object. C on your keyboard. and make a loop selection. T for scale and we forgot it. Optimize. So but this, yes, okay. Then just one segment to we need one more segment here, I think. So let's go back to here and make one more segment. C, optimize. Now UL, T for scale. Yeah, I think that's better. Do it a little bit up. Like this. I need one more cut. K on the keyboard for cut. With the loop cut is okay. And here in the middle. One cut. Then UL for loop selection. E for move tool and put it down. Yeah, well, that's what I want. So T for a little scale here. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Then we take a loop selection here. Here, okay. And we extrude it with D on your keyboard and extrude it like this. Okay. And oh, we need this a little thicker, but it's no problem. UL and E for move tool, and go down a little bit with this. See the side view. That's okay, because I want to make here a loop selection. Again, D on your keyboard for extrude, and extrude it out a little bit. So we have some definitions here, so it looks better. Good, now let's bevel this whole guy. Make a loop selection here, 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 and here. That's the first thing. So MS for beveling, and let's look what we get. Something like this. Okay. Then we need UL here, MS bevel. So like this, and here loop selection and bevel this, and be careful, you must check on limit, because if you go accidentally over this, you have no problem with limit. Good. Now it looks like this. It's not exactly the same what I did, but you get the idea. Good. Now we need this cap here. So, and for the cap we need a sphere. Take a sphere. Of course it's too big, and we need a sphere in standard mode. And we need 52 segments, because I want to make some how it's called, things that go deeper in this, and I want to select 2, then 2 free, 2, 2 free, 2 free, and so I need 52 segments. So okay. the next is we do it a little higher. So up here. I don't need the whole, make it smaller, the first thing. And I don't need the whole sphere, so I convert it with C on the keyboard. Let's put the other things here in a null object and group it. So this is our hydrant, not hydrant. This is the tube, okay. This are our nuts. This is the ring, whatever. This inside we don't need anymore. This is this cylinder, don't know how to call it. Okay, now we take this whole things and press Alt G on the keyboard, and so we group it. It's then hydrant, and hide it for a second. Good. So we have now a sphere. Go to the point mode and delete some points we don't need. So be sure here is unchecked, only select visible elements, and I would say until here. That should be okay. Good. And now I want to scale this guy just in the Y direction, like this. Reminds me a little of the cone heads. That should be okay. And I want the axis here down, so we go in mesh axis center. Auto update is on, yeah, and just -100 here in the y-axis. That's okay. So if I scale now, I scale just from the bottom, so I have better control. Good. Now here is, go with this here down, and now you will see what I mean with the scale. And now when I scale, it stays on the bottom and I can scale. Okay. Good. Hide it again. We need a loop selection here, so we can bevel later. Bevel, not bevel. T for scale tool. Hold your control key and move it. So we have this edge here to bevel. With UL, select it, MS for bevel, and that should be okay. Let's see what we get. Yeah, it looks good. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it's better. So now we need these guys here up. So we go again in the point mode and delete again some points. Let's delete this. Too many. I think we. Oh yeah. Just delete these points. Then UL in the edge mode. Your scale tool with T, control key, and nope. At first, move control key up. Now scale. T for scale, control key. Inner, so. And let's do it again. E, control key. Up, T control key in a. Okay. And this we bevel, of course, UL here, here, here not, here and here, MS for bevel, and something like this. Yeah, okay. Sorry. And now we need just a nut here on the top. For this we have already nuts. So it is nut. And now we copy this nut. So hold your control key on your keyboard and just move this out of here. So hit copy. Take it. Go here, so, and here we have it. But I want it a little bigger. So I go in my spline mask, spline, T for scale, and just make it bigger. Okay, and of course we need it higher than 2. So let's look from the side how it looks best. It's okay. Okay. Now we have all in all this. The next thing is this things here. I have to look later how it's called. So sphere. Now we select here every second one. So 2 here, 2 nothing, 2 here. So you know, we should hold our shift key. And when I'm right, it should work that we get every second one. Hope so. Now it would be good some elevator music. So okay, okay, and okay. That's it. Now we extrude inner. This is an I on your keyboard, and inner extrude a little bit, like that. Okay. Yes. Now in normal extrude, so D on your keyboard. Extrude it here. And if we put this in a subsurface with Alt on your keyboard, we get something like this. Oh, I think it looks quite nice. Okay. The next thing we will do in the next part, I think, is nothing. It's quite easy. We do one of these caps here on the side, this like this cap here, and clone this. Then texture it. Texture is quite easy. It's just a yellow, and with the rust texture I did already a tutorial on how to paint with vertex maps. I will put a link in the description. But I think for today it's enough. I hope you like it so far. This things here, this I have to search this deeper things here, deep. This I just did with a displacement map. So this is the part with texturing then. Okay, yes. So I say thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. Hope you like it so far. Hope it was not too easy. Hope it was not too heavy and not too hard. And we start next part again from here. Do our caps here on the side, do our texturing, and we are done. So have a nice day, have a nice weekend, and do whatever you want to do. So bye bye, see you next time. Thanks for watching.